It would be great to have someone who could do our work for us, right? Someone to prevent us from making mistakes. Someone to assist with our routine professionally and allow us to devote our time to communicating with our closest people. If only we could get results without wasting our time for nothing. Unfortunately, it's impossible in real life. But wait, Liteforex Social Trading. Spend your time doing what really matters to you.
Hi guys, 15th of August 2019, it's at 2 p.m. CET or 1 p.m. London. Piotr here, this is the New York live market coverage only here on the Liteforex, Global Liteforex YouTube channel. Yeah, European Union guys are on the bank holiday, so long weekend. Some UK data provide support for pound again, and pound is breaking higher. But looks like US guys are gonna keep us busy. Plenty of things to the upside, to the downside. So that's what we are going to focus on. Let's start with risk warning, guys. Please bear in mind trading effects on margin trading, crypto on margin carries high level of risk, may not be suitable for investors. You can sustain a loss of some or all initial investments, so please do not invest the money that you cannot afford to lose. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Okay, that's how our euro pound is working on this move through 92. I cut another slice of the short, still holding short with the final target closer to 90. I do have a space in case of the attempt to spike higher. I have a space to add, to renew the position again, right? So quite positive. We see the spike currently, again, dollar yen indices spiking higher based on the news that China's Xi and US Trump will continue to be in contact by phones, meetings and letters. Let's pump this market, right? Because it was like on the Nasdaq, it was like boom, retest of the swing low, and rally, and we are retesting the bottom of the Tuesday rally. So yeah, very interesting session. Hi Mer, how you doing? Good afternoon. Very interesting session. We will see what's going to happen. I strongly believe that's the confirmation of the continuation of the meetings. So they confirm. So that's what pumping the market right now to the upside. But remember what happened 2 days ago after such a information, right? It was like, you know, after 24 hours, everything was rejected. So I'm holding this short euro pound. Swaps are in my favor. So that's what we discussed. Partially took the profit already. Looking to buy pound, I would like to buy the pound on the retest of this broken top of the consolidation. So I would like to see the pullback towards 2110, 2090. I'm looking to, in case of the continuation of, you know, because we are switching right now. Last time it took 24 hours. Right now we are switching between risk on and risk off within shorter period of time. So I like pound overall, right? And I've been talking to you about the pound for quite some time. Nice consolidation around 2015-20 and 2080, 2120 with current breakout to the upside through 2120. So 3 days in a row we got positive UK data. I'm going to discuss with Michał as well. What else? Nothing is going on euro dollar, mostly because of the euro pound here. So flat on euro dollar. Watching very carefully the developments on this dollar yen. All right, here. Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. I missed my dollar yen possibility to go long around the Monday high. Missed yesterday, missed today. They didn't quite hit, so it's still time to be there in between 105. 105.60, 105.25. So we'll see weekly open, right? Overall, yeah, as I mentioned, switching between risk on, risk off. So yeah. Guys, as we are awaiting US data, right? We are awaiting, first we are going to get Philly Fed Index, Retail Sales Empire, State Manufacturing, as well as preliminary non-farm productivity, preliminary unit labor costs, weekly jobless claims. Then the next package is 3:15, 3:15 p.m. CET or 2:15 London. It's gonna be industrial production capacity utilization rate, and at 4 p.m. CET or 3 p.m. London, NAHB housing market index, and as well as business inventories. So yeah, quite busy afternoon here during the New York session. Again, the EU guys on bank holiday. Only me, right? EU guy who is at work. Okay, I'm sorry, and Michał. So let's collect as we have a few minutes towards the US data. So let's try to talk to Michał, our macro guy. Let's check what does he thinks about this overall current situation. Stay with us. We will be back together within the next few seconds. Why are you breathing so strong? Mr. Michał, good afternoon, how are you doing?
Good afternoon. Is everything okay? It's not
what do you mean?
No. About the transmission, I see that there is not such a good light, but okay, never mind that. I will correct that other time. How are you, Peter? How are you?
Very good, very good. Was under pressure with falling indices. Recovered a bit. Everything is fine here. Tell me, what about you? Do you have a long weekend already or not yet?
No, not yet. Not when the market is open. And the US guys, I don't know what they are doing right now, but maybe you can explain to me in briefly in the 2 words why we see this rally on pound USD.
Mostly because
before
yeah,
because
mostly because of the data, I would say. It was like, we were consolidating for a quite good time, right? We were consolidating for 3 or 4 days in between 2015 to the downside and 120 to the upside. 3 times, I would call it 3 times yes from the UK data perspective. Maybe with some small scratches, but that was enough. It's a question of the what kind of the what we can choose, right? Either we are going to try to break down through big level like 120, or we are trying to make some bounce and rally 1 or 2 figures to the upside, covering some shorts, forcing the weak shorts to cover as well. I think that was one of the reasons. So we got the answer that the first attempt to break 120, that was the failure. I'm not saying we are not going to break through 120 at some point, but that was the first, right at the very beginning of the week. We didn't manage as a bears. We didn't manage to push through 120. It was only at the very beginning of the week. The rest part of the week, it was the consolidation around the weekly open. So finally, some impatient bears decided to take profit. That's how I see the things.
Yeah, I asked for 2 words because I wanted to talk about it later. But yes, I wanted to mention about the data because when you dig down into them, they are not such a good data as they seem on the when you see them first. But okay, it all began this rally. Right when the US started to waking up, but but first I wanted to talk about Aussie dollar, Australia, right? Because it's
before we switch. Sorry, Michał. Before we switch to Australia dollar, 2 more words. More words about the British pound, because it could be that it's the current pound USD move is more related to what is going on Euro pound, meaning that there is a big profit taking on Euro pound, pushing pound USD higher, taking into the consideration that euro dollar is mostly flat. I wouldn't be surprised that the move on pound USD is because of what is going on Euro pound. That's what we have to understand. And that could be the reason as well. Over to you. So let's switch to Australian dollar.
Yeah. Okay. So no, we will. I think I will add about the data, right? Yeah. So if we should continue the topic with the GBP about retail sales. It was mostly the good data. It was mostly because of the internet sales and those. Big sales, big promotions on the from the internet shops, and mostly because of the Amazon. For example, those Amazon Prime days, right? For example, in the US, the Amazon stated that in the US, for example, those 2 days of this big sale has surpassed the Black Friday and Cyber Monday combined. So it began, it began a very big thing, and it has driven mostly the data in the July, right? Because of right now internet sales are 1/5 of the whole retail sales in the UK. So it is a big part of the whole market, and right now the high street sales and other retailers has received significant fall of the revenue, right? Significant fall of the clients of the shopping volume. So I wouldn't be so positive about that, right? And we also see that
21st century. We are buying.
I know it's a switch. It's a switching, but we see that it's how rapid it was, right? I also have to mention that those 3 months of raising the sales in the internet shops was the biggest since May 2016 in UK. So yeah, I think that yeah, we might like talk about it, that it is 21st century and everything is switching to the internet, but you know, we are talking about the whole data, and still it's 1/5. It gives us the big like spike, a big push on the revenue in the July, on the latest month, but as a whole we see that the market is slowing, and we saw that it was better than the forecast, but still it was very weaker than the previous reading.
Because
So
because the base, yeah, I agree with you. I do understand what you are talking about, and always devil is in details. So that's yeah, agree
yeah,
with you.
for example, the food sales flatline, and no food sales. Yeah, it's dropping from the seventh month consecutive. So yeah, about the data, and yes, it's still I don't understand, but maybe that's what you mentioned, that we were dropping and consolidating for the last I don't know, couple of weeks. So
I have to stop you for a second here. What
yeah.
about drinks? Because I got the explanation. I've got the
What about what?
What about the drinks? Because I've got the
Drink?
explanation about the food. Of course, as a joke, I've got the explanation why the food is
Ah.
the sales of the food is lower. Because when you are watching the games like yesterday, Liverpool against the Chelsea, right? You don't
Yeah.
have a time to eat, man. You are drinking only, right? That's the joke, right? That's the joke.
Yeah, and I don't know also why they should be worried because of the Brexit, and they will have to I don't know, rely only on whiskey from Scotland. Or
Okay. Anything else
because
about the
Ireland
drinks
whiskey
part,
will not be available later then, right? At least for a moment.
going to be
Okay.
more expensive?
Yes, will be. And okay, so let's switch to the Australian dollar. The RBA says that yeah, as before, they think that the most is behind them, but we can see they are still Aussie dollar is weak, and because of these trade tensions. They are explaining that they shouldn't be affected so much at the end of if the trade war will still continue, because they are not in the tech supply chain. They are not rely on tech companies, and they see that the governing spending from China is strong. So they they think, relying on that data, relying on those conditions, they think that the worst is behind them. And we can see that in the employment change, it was very ambitious, very green, we can say, and the unemployment rate is still stayed at the same level. So it gave also the confidence to the RBA to stay on the same position as of the interest rate decision, right? So watch and see mode is still active, is still relevant at the moment, and yeah.
So let's go through a few
Yeah, maybe.
Australian dollar charts. Let's start with the positive one. I still do like Aussie Kiwi, so the fight between the neighbors. And to be honest with you,
Why?
because I think that the worst here is done, meaning that we hit that low few days ago, and from quite a little bit longer perspective, I think that we hit that low, and now it's gonna be like the brighter days for the bulls right now here, and I do believe that we might approach sooner than later. We might retest 106.50 as a next target, and then we might look and try to hit these stops related to the swing low broken over here. So in that case, we are talking about the levels close to 107, 107.50. That's how I see the things on the on that cross. So I'm looking to buy on Aussie Kiwi. I would like to see, not sure if we are going to get back there. I would like to see something closer to 105 as we are trading 25 pips higher right now. So I'm looking to buy. I'm looking to buy around 105, and I'm going to place an order already here. I'm looking eventually to add in case, because we are breaking this to the downside, we are breaking this consolidation to it's a breakout, right? Not breakdown, but breakout. So I may try to look again in case of the, again, it's similar like to Euro Pound. It's a medium term perspective. I may want to try to add in case of the attempt to break back below 104.50. So in case of the V, some kind of the V formation over here, I may add into that position. As you can see, very small exposure on Aussie Kiwi. On the other hand, taking into the consideration what is going on with British Pound, for last 2 or 3 days, I've been talking about the possible long here on the Pound Aussie as well as Pound Canadian. I've been talking about these commodity blocks that they may not behave well. So on the Pound Aussie, we saw this intraday spike to the upside. I'm not gonna be surprised, and I'm going to explain you what I'm watching. So the previous wave ahead of this spike, the previous wave and pullback hit 61.8. So right now, what do I expect is that if we are going to use the fib this way, right, we are going to hit 61.8. In that case, we are talking about the levels close to 78.35. So creating 78.35, 1 second. Creating some kind of the higher lows, right? So I would like to see something like this, trying to connect via trend line. So in that case of Pound Aussie, I'm looking to buy the dip towards 78.35 or a little bit lower, and my target is gonna be the break of that consolidation and double the size. So we are talking about the levels close to 81. There is a possibility we are going to have some problems around this previous demand, but it was tested already, so I think it was consumed. So looking to buy on dip towards 78.35, 78.35, maybe a little bit lower. In case of, depends how we are going to behave. The stop is gonna be not under the latest low. My stop is going to be below the consolidation level, because I think that's worth to show the reaction based on what was. So my stop is going to be yeah, a little bit low, but like towards 77. But again, similar to what we discussed from the medium term perspective, 81 is gonna be my my target. We are talking about the medium and long term. We will talk about the day trading after the US data. And the last one is the Aussie USD. The last one is Aussie USD. We are staying below the weekly open, and you know, it might be similar to what we have with euro dollar, right? So a little bit of the consolidation, something like this. So we are talking about the levels in between 68.50 and 67.50, so something around the figure, and I'm not gonna be surprised, because we might see that for the next 2-3 days everything is gonna be related, for example, to the pound. It's worth to mention, not everyone knows. Sometimes I see guys are doing stupid mistakes, trying to talk about the Aussie USD via the dollar index. Just guys, one thing, you can check it in Wikipedia as well. Australian dollar is not included in dollar basket, so has a little bit less influence on the. It has no influence on dollar basket. Sometimes might be used as a hedge, meaning that if market is buying US dollar strongly, might also try to buy Australian dollar as a hedge. And but that's the story for another meeting. Just for you to be aware, Australian dollar is not included in a dollar basket. Back to you. We have like 3 minutes more.
Yeah, so maybe a couple of informations about the US and China, right? Because
Yeah, sure.
we see that there's a strong statement from China executives that they will have to take a stance and put tariffs from their side on the US products, even though they know that it will impact a little, we can say, on on US economy. But through that they want to give a strong stance about what they think about this whole situation with the Donald Trump, about those new tariffs, right? That they mostly I think they want to show also that they are not impressed by those new tariffs, and they can hold it longer. But they also the situation with the Hong Kong, right? With the whole with the independence of the Hong Kong, this whole we can say mess. They want to send a strong message to the US, to the world, how they think about those actions. And you said that about you posted in the chat, pasted it, that they want to stay in touch, but they are strongly said that they want to meet face to face in September with the US guys, delegation from China. What else we can say about this whole situation? Maybe you want to give me some information from the technical position right now. What is for you the dollar pair which you would like to? And yeah, okay. I see that you are on the Nasdaq, so we can say about the market movement, right? That they clearly didn't buy this whole thing with the delaying the tariffs, and we see the reaction that after this spike high, they denied it, even lower at the moment.
Yeah, that's the truth. So I think from the market perspective, especially from the Nasdaq perspective, the current spike, current high is where the supply resides, in my opinion. To the downside, we have to check again the daily chart. We retest the low we created on the 7th of August. I'm looking for a break of this level. I'm looking for a stops just few points lower towards 7363 based on my chart, and then breaking through this blue line related to the weekly chart. We might see a stop count towards 7200 as well. But today I'm looking to buy the deeper dip, I would say, in case I'm going to get the confirmation from the price action. If we are going to see selling pressure from the start. If we are going to see attempt to rally from the very beginning, then I'm going to try to check where I might try to hunt for some shorts. So first part of the US session probably is going to dictate my next move on the market. From the FX perspective, breakout on the cable, looking to buy on the pullback. With the dollar yen, looking to buy after the stop count. I'm looking to buy in between Monday high, weekly open, and from euro dollar perspective, I'm flat. I'm just watching right now. So, Michał, it was a pleasure to be with you. We are approaching the data time, so let's wait for US data. Have a great rest of the US session and see you around.
Same to you, same to everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, goodbye. All right, guys. So let's go through the US data. So we know that there's a little bit of pump on the market based on this US China comments. Yeah, let's pump this market. Let's avoid the crash, right? Because yeah, on US we see what is going on with indices in China, and they would like to probably avoid more bankruptcies as well. And of course, the pumping the market may help, to put the Hong Kong situation somewhere into the corner, right? So that's how it works. So let's go through. As you can see, there is some dollar strength going on right after the data. So let me yeah. So we have nice print on the Philly Fed. We have looks like we beat everywhere. Maybe not on the initial jobless claims. It's +9. But overall, the data is a big headache for the Fed. That's what we discussing lately. Simply, there is no slowdown. And to be honest with you, the former Fed chair Yellen, she said that US most probably is going to avoid the recession. So yeah, Empire, Philly, retail, all good against the a little bit weaker jobless claims. Guys, dollar should be stronger and we should see the rally on the stocks based on the data only. Of course, it's not that easy. So watching carefully what is going on. I would like to see a little bit of the pullback on dollar yen. Based on the data, I'm not sure if we are going to revisit the Monday high. So now there is a huge challenge for the pound bulls, because we can get back below Monday high again, and we can create this type of the setup. And all of you already know that suddenly pound might be weakening a little bit faster. Don't forget about the dollar index, what we discussed yesterday. After the break, we are going to go through the dollar index again to check what is going on and where we are and why we are there. Because we are retesting these important levels we were discussing last time. Getting closer. So we retested once yesterday, almost. Looks like we are going to have one more. Especially with what is going on here with euro dollar. And the latest comment from Goldman is that dollar might be weakening over the period of the next few days, weeks, meaning that maybe Goldman has not enough long dollars, would like to add some. But also they added that the weakness is gonna be limited because of the how the dollar is treated as a world reserves currency, right? But with all those things going on, they also asking if that's not gonna be the challenge to stay as a world reserves currency #1. So there is retail sales data, huge bit. Philly Fed, and as usual, devil is in details. Strong data, overall strong data. So as I mentioned, and we were talking about that after the US CPI, right? There is a huge headache for the Fed, right? Trying to or working under the pressure from the White House administration and directly from the President Trump, and fighting, trying not to cut the rate because of the data, right? So that's what we discussed already a few times, and we get another confirmation, right? US is doing well. US is doing well. Guys, we do have, don't forget, we do have Jackson's Hole Symposium next week. Then we are going to get another view from the Fed. It's next 30 days might be very, very interesting with the overall situation we have right now. And to be honest with you, if you remember our latest FOMC live market coverage, I've mentioned that if we are going to see the cut and we are going to see the dovish comment, it might scare the market. So we saw the cut smaller than what market was trying to get, forcing Fed for the bigger cut as well. And you know, if it's good, why should we cut? Alright guys, it's a time for a first break today, so I'm gonna mute myself. Charts are gonna be visible. I'll be back around the top of the hour, and then we will try to decide which way the market wants to go, and we'll try to participate if there is anything around the levels we are interested in. So enjoy the break. Water, coffee, tea, non-alcoholic drinks only. See you within the next 20 minutes.
It would be great to have someone who could do our work for us, right? Someone to prevent us from making mistakes. Someone to assist with our routine professionally and allow us to devote our time to communicating with our closest people. If only we could get results without wasting our time for nothing. Unfortunately, it's impossible in real life. But wait, Liteforex social trading. Spend your time doing what really matters to you.
Hi guys, welcome back. Second part of our today's meeting. We will see how busy it's going to be in case of a lot of action. Then we'll make the third part in case of, which I do not expect is going to happen, in case of the slowdown. We'll see. Anyway, that's the dollar index chart intraday perspective. We discussed it yesterday, guys. And the most important thing yesterday, we saw the rally towards 98.15, and we discussed 98.15, 98.25 as a key psychological level from the intraday perspective. We didn't quite hit that zone, I would say, like to the peep, right, or to the point, but we've been around. There was a little bit of the rejection, and right now, because of the what we've seen in terms of the US data, there is a move back, and the heaviest euro dollar and dollar yen are adding to here. So I think we are going to get the stop hunt. We are going to get the stop hunt above the yesterday high, and then it's gonna be all about 98.15, 98.25 ahead of the end of the week tomorrow, right? So that's how I see the things. So a little bit higher, meaning that the euro dollar most probably is going to break through 30 and is going to revisit 11, 10, 11. Give me a second. I'm going to show you one thing. How I see the near-term price action at this moment. So either because of the breakout, we are going to see move like this, right? Or that's not gonna be the huge difference, the small waves, and we might be just a little bit higher, right? So again, we are talking about the zone 98.15, 98.25. So let's get back to the platform. Euro is testing this latest weakness manipulation point, right? Trying to hold yesterday, retesting and trying to hold right now. But with this data, I think the more stops is going to be. Then we have this 11, 10, 11 we discussed, the possible over under, as well as, if you remember, that's the post ECB low over here, right? I think yields are gonna be the huge story today, with the 30s at some point, US 30s at some point, first time ever break below 2%. So it's gonna be all about the indices today. And one more time, taking into the consideration yesterday close, right? What bears need to do, need just to hold on a daily basis, meaning that at the end of the day, we have to be below the open level we've seen on Tuesday. And as you can see, the spike higher hit that level, right? And that was what was rejected. On the other hand, to the downside, we have this equal bottoms over here, and I think we can move the line, right? Can adjust the lines, right? Then we have this weekly line related to the swing low, and I think it might be that we are going to see lower low today, meaning that we are going to hunt for stops from the pre-market price action. Okay, so yeah, we have higher volatility. That's the important thing, guys. We have volatility. So what you have to understand that when you are trading the narrow ranges and you are profitable, let's say here, right? You are trading these narrow ranges and yeah, a little bit to the upside, a little bit to the downside, whatever you bought or sold, there was a possibility you are going to earn the money, right? So right now, we change the environment right now, guys. So it's not that you are gonna to, you know, okay, 20 points, I'm going to grab 20 points here or 20 points. You have to wait for a little bit bigger rallies or a little bit bigger move to the downside because of what happened here, right? Because of the change of the market behavior, right? The volatility is higher. So yeah, I'm waiting either for to see the to see and check price action above or around today's high, as well as I'm going to watch to see the price action around today's low. Not gonna be surprised. We are going to have some kind of the doji because if you can compare the move to the downside from the open and move to the downside to the upside from the open, that's the equal moves, right? It might end up some kind of the doji. And solution, we are going to see the solution tomorrow. We are waiting for the industrial production from the US. That might add into the positive dollar tone, at least towards the US cash open. But then I think it's overall all about the indices, right? Because what we've seen lately for quite a long time, it was stocks higher, dollar higher, right? If bulls are not gonna be able to push stock prices higher and the growing tensions all around the world overall are gonna be the big thing here, and you know the bears will take over again and again and again. That might be dollar negative. That might be that might be dollar negative, guys. Sorry, I know it was a break, but no, talking too much sometimes and thirsty. We have like 6 minutes, maybe a little bit more. For this euro pound position, for the last part left here, I moved the stop below the entry. So in case we are going to be hit here, it's not gonna be stop loss, it's gonna be stop profit, guys. That's the difference. And again, not everyone is understanding this. It's no longer stop loss. It's right now it's stop profit. And it's getting quiet again ahead of the data announcement. On the hourly chart on the pound, the 2090, 2080 cannot be ruled out. Top of the consolidation. Then 50% of that consolidation, so meaning 2070. But on a shorter time frame, the things looks like a little bit much more interesting. And this Monday high 2106 might already provide support. We'll watch that. But again, not sure if I wanna go via USD. It might be, so with Euro Pound we know where we are. It might be, in case of the positive market sentiment, that I will try to chase pound Swiss, right? Especially that we 2 hours ago we broke through the significant level. So probably we are going to test something higher, all right? And I would like to participate in that move, but would like to see some kind of the pullback from here, right? The thing is that we are testing the supply over here. Two minutes to go. In the meantime, Argentinian peso 58.70ish or around. Industrial production weaker, minus 0.2 versus 0.1 expectations, pre or zero. Manufacturing or minus 0.4, minus 0.1 expectations. Capacity utilization 77.5, 77.8, weaker, weaker, weaker. So it's in contrary to what we get previously. So final push lower on euro just to hit more stops, or what? Or retest of post ECB low. Do you remember what we discussed with gold? Did you were trading yesterday? There was a little bit of the higher volatility towards the end of the day yesterday. And we discussed that cannot be ruled out the move of this and test of this, the previous demand, right? Pound even didn't retest this Monday high yet, maybe closer to the London fix or option expiration, still 40 minutes to go. Now, from the higher time frame perspective, it would be good to prepare ourselves to where we might see the pound rally, right? And guys, the important, in my opinion, is going to be the range we've seen, which has been created on the 9th of August, meaning the last Friday, and that's the key, in my opinion, here. So, what was it? 21.34.2. And that's the key, in my opinion. Closing above, right, meaning that we are negating this this range, right? Then the upper shadows from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is gonna work out as a possible demand, and that's gonna be the first possible target, right? But taking into the consideration the real challenge for the cable bulls is going to be this broken consolidation over here, right? This swing low, broken swing low. That's gonna be real challenge, and in that case we are talking about the levels close to 24. Still, from the risk reward perspective, doesn't look bad, but first we have to close above open and high from last Friday. There you go. Have you noticed, guys, the British pound behavior towards the London fix for the last 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? If not, that's your homework. Go back and check how the pound behaved. Trump says US-China trade deal has to be a deal on our terms. Syndicated radio interview. Not sure if that sounds good if you are in US, right? Sounds horrible if you are in China. I think would be more towards some kind of the partnership, not from the power perspective. But that's, unfortunately, that's how the whole world is working. So for now, market is slowing down a bit ahead of the US cash open. As usual, we are going to check where we can go based on the first 5-minute trading range. This equal lows here looks beauty to just hit the stops and reverse eventually. Beauty as it is, but it's still like 2% down. But volatility is higher, and never say never. If you remember, go back to Monday or Tuesday, and I told you I'm not gonna be surprised if we are going to retest the swing low over here, because the volatility is bigger, right? In case of equal waves, meaning that in case they want to start right after the cash open, we might see retest of this. Half of the pump the market, we might see actually the same in size wave. Not gonna be surprised, and you shouldn't be as well. We were right yesterday with pump, right? Don't forget that we were long cable based on UK CPI, right? And it was positive, right? So we close with profit. So when there is something going on, we are trading. When there is nothing going on, we are not in rush to try to be on the market, right? That's how it works. Pump, pump, pump. pump, pump, pump. Pump, pump, pump. Again, guys, we might go the whole. That's what we discussed a second ago. So there is no reason to try to chase something right now. That's the pump we might see. I'm not saying we are going to see, but what we might see. Retest of the cash open levels on Nasdaq. Don't forget, I'm going for just, you have to understand me correctly. I'm going for dodgy candle at the end of the day, right? What does it mean? It means that if I'm gonna see such a huge rally towards today high, but I want to see if that's the high, pre-market high, I wanna see something like this. I wanna see market is taking out during the cash hours. I wanna see pre-market highs taken out, right? And very similar situation to the low, right? I wanna see the low to be taken out, and if there is a reversal moving back above pre-market low, that's gonna be my long. My target is daily open, and in that case, not cash open, daily open. In that case, we are talking based on my chart 7457. So what I mean by beating the stops above today's high, for example, 50% of yesterday range, right? So hopefully you got my point, guys. I might try to take the small advantage of this cable around 2138 because of where we are from higher time frame perspective, and 1-to-1 wave should give us the Monday high as a target. In case of risk reward, it should be in my favor. It's gonna be like 3-to-1 or a little bit more than 3-to-1. Stop is gonna be very close, but we will see. Let's switch to the lower time frame. We didn't quite hit that level yet. So no pump based on, that was a 39, 38, 37, 36, 35. So there is no pump based on the US-China comments. Ooh. Surprise, surprise. Alright guys, time for a second break. Let's see what they're going to decide around the top of the hour. So again, I'm gonna mute myself, charts are still visible. I'll be back around the top of the hour and we will see what is going on, trying to make the summary, and yeah, sometimes you have to say goodbye. So I'll be back around the top of the hour after the break, guys. Enjoy the break.
It would be great to have someone who could do our work for us, right? Someone to prevent us from making mistakes. Someone to assist with our routine professionally and allow us to devote our time to communicating with our closest people. If only we could get results without wasting our time for nothing. Unfortunately, it's impossible in real life. But wait, Liteforex social trading. Spend your time doing what really matters to you.
Hi guys, from intraday perspective, as we've seen euro dollar breaking lower through 30, quickly reaching 1.1110. At the same time, dollar index hit the supply from the intraday perspective. So that's where we are from the dollar index. I would be very careful and not gonna be surprised if we see a little bit dollar weakness towards the London fix and the price action around the London fix. That's gonna be the key for me, key answer. So let's get back to the platform. Let's try to summarize the day. As you probably saw, I added another order to sell euro pound on rallies, right? We broke this wave to the upside, so I think there is a good chance we are going to see double it to the downside, right? As long as we are above, we might see the rally and the breakout point. I would like to make the possibility to add into that short position on euro pound, all right? As you previously seen when we were discussing Aussie dollar, I'm waiting to buy Aussie QE a little bit lower, down to 105, and then again at the bottom of this previous consolidation, but the order is only here around 105 for now. On the other hand, I'm looking to buy pound Aussie. One can argue, so why don't you want to buy pound Kiwi, right? In case I'm wrong somewhere, right? So looking to buy maybe a little bit. Maybe I should try to make it a little bit lower, half of that range. Let me make it lower. Yeah, a little bit lower, still towards the trend line. We are trying to create higher lows, so that's what I'm gonna to look for on this. So let's get back to majors. That's the euro dollar hitting very important levels, hitting the levels related to the post ECB low, as you can see here, right to the left. Fighting around this red line. Red line is represented by the monthly chart, hitting this possible breakout levels as well. So not going to be surprised to see euro going a little bit higher from here. But I'm not the buyer yet, right? Let's have a look where we are around the London fix, and then what is going to happen during the second part of the London session, and maybe later during the day or early tomorrow. That might be some trading opportunities. The bears, on the other hand, and that's what I'm gonna look for as well. I'm looking for both sides, right? And where the opportunity will arise, then I will try to take the advantage of. We are back below this previous manipulation point over here, right? And that's where the activation of the supply might come into play. So watch out, carefully retest of 1130, 1140. The levels, they were supposed to work as a demand. After the break, right now, they might work as a supply again, right? So I'm gonna watch this 1130, 1140 from the eventually selling perspective. We will see. Cable, as I mentioned, I've been looking to try to take the advantage of 2140 and looking for a move back towards 2105, right, Monday high. Didn't hit that level yet. In case we are going to break right now, I'm not gonna be no longer gonna be interested to selling here. On the other hand, the levels around the Monday high and then again the levels in the mid of this previous range towards 2080, 2070, that's where I may try to look for longs opportunities on the cable, right? Dollar yen, well, that's gonna be the challenge, both bulls and bears. All about market sentiment data, support the first data supported dollar yen, but you know, and as of course the Trump comments as well. But the question is when market is going to fade this pump news again. So very carefully watching the behavior. The thing I would like to see is the break of yesterday and today's low. Yesterday New York low and today's London low for stops hitting Monday high. That could be the first entry, or hitting the weekly open. That could be the second entry, right? To the upside, you know where we've been rejected, so that's the levels, right? Stop hunt game looks like. Whoa, plenty of things. First, NHB housing index 66 versus 65. Prior single home 73 versus 71. Prospective buyers 50 versus 48. 6 month expectations a little bit weaker, 70 versus 71. So only here a little bit of the scratch, the rest is okay. US business inventories 0 versus 0.1 expectations. Previous 0.3, sales 0.1 versus minus 0.1, not bad here as well. Yeah, 2 to 1 because industrial production was weaker. Now there are a few more nice information. Let's have a look what we have from Reuters. Trump says just 2 minutes ago. Let me put it into the chat. Hopefully, I can do it that way. That might provide relief rally as well, guys. In case of, I'm not saying right now, okay, but in case, you know, friendly advice from President Trump to his friend Xi, right? And you know what I'm talking about. On the other hand, the ECB email addresses, other contact data may have been captured. There was ECB website being hacked, looks like, by unauthorized parties. ECB's BERT website, all right. The information about the Trump comment also visible on the Mr. President Trump Twitter account. Don't forget, we have a higher volatility on indices, a little bit lower when we are talking about the euro, dollar, but the rest starting to look quite okay. Gold, looking to sell in case of market will stay under 1525. missed that selling opportunity on oil, and right now flat, looking for the direction. We are in the middle of the in between top and the bottom zone here. No moves from my side. If you remember, we were trying to get this without the weeks, shadows and breakouts, breakdowns, double that range, and we just hit that levels, right? So yeah, watching carefully development here. Any questions? Trying to get back above the cash open. So what we did move to the downside based on the size of the initial first 5-minute trading range. So business as usual, so one way. Also wave we've seen ahead of the cash open. Looks like algo was activated already. But ahead of the US Open we had twice such a wave. Yeah. So look for stop hunt, guys, to the downside. But we should see rejection right now. We should reject this. In case of double correction, we should start to fade right now. And retest of this lows, stop hunt, and then eventually going higher, right? On the other hand, to the upside, that's what I wanna see. Don't forget, I'm looking for a doji candle at the end of the day. The Wall Street Journal article about the ECB stimulus package may beat expectation, official says, might be behind the latest euro weakness, and it was available half an hour ago, so that might be the explanation. That might be the explanation of the current move to the downside. On the euro dollar, we've got your link here. Grrr. Been looking to fade this pound a bit. Miss it by a few pips. So now on the pullback, looking to buy pound, right? But closer, I think it's too close to London fix, and some manipulation might be in place. So I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to be in the wait and see mode. And guys, I told you we should start to fading here, and we are fading right now. Okay, guys. So if there are no questions, no more questions, then we can slowly finish the day. So you've got all the possible scenarios I'm going to look at, or I'm going to look for. The scenarios I'm gonna to hunt for, the levels, the zones. Yeah, watching carefully. Focus on majors. A little bit of the focus on all Australian dollar, gold, and indices. That's it from my side. I think that's, yeah, well done enough. Checking the calendar, we are going to have busy. A little bit busy next week with Canadian CPI, EU PMI, educational live trading rooms, etc., etc. So guys, time to recharge the batteries over the weekend. Have a great one, and I promise you, between Sunday and Monday, markets are gonna be open again. Depends which zone you are living. Yeah, that was my pleasure to be with you this week. I don't want to make the hype, but it was a very good week, I would say. Especially the euro pound is doing the job. Yesterday we also had post UK CPI longs on the cable. Quite positively read euro dollar, but once or twice missed the top range, once been short. So overall, yeah, I don't want to know, yeah, it was great, it was good week. I'm happy, I'm glad that we've been able to share with you all these informations. Time to make a short break, time to recharge the batteries, and trying to get back with full power next week. Guys, have a great one. Goodbye.